We know that Europe's crisis has slowed U.S. growth. In part two of our special interview with former Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson, he says the U.S. economy does have some bright spots.
There's no doubt that the growth in the U.S. economy is slow. And I think it's going to be slow for some time now. And we don't have enough growth to really make a serious dent in unemployment. So clearly one bright spot is it looks like the housing prices have stabilized, maybe began to rise a little. So they won't be a drag on the U.S. economy. But my own judgment is we're not going to see serious recovery, a significant recovery, until we get some actions by the Congress and the executive branch. And we've got this fiscal cliff that everyone's talked about. I would be hopeful we can make some progress there. And then I think we need some reforms.
Is there anything President Obama can do to help the situation?
This is a tough situation. I clearly still talk with Tim Geithner and with Ben Bernanke from time to time, but I keep those conversations obviously private. But right now we have a gridlock, and we have the corporations sitting on a couple $1 trillion of cash, because it's hard for them to have the confidence to make investment decisions given the uncertainty. So what we need to do is we need some progress here, and we need to show the world that our government can act to deal with an economic challenge. Now, I'm an optimist, and I think we have a long history of doing so and responding, but in the U.S. system, it's never neat, clean. You don't do it in all one fell swoop. I think it's almost certain to be messy, but I believe that it'll get done because this economy has got some deep underlying strengths. We've got some demographic strengths. We innovate like no other place in the world. It's a broad-based, diverse economy. I think it's the richest economy in the world. So we clearly have the capacity to do the things we need to do. The question is, will our government take the actions we need to take? And I don't expect there to be strong growth in this country until we get some of those actions.
It seems fairly clear that there has to be additional cuts. Of course, the will may not be there at this time, and you would think that what happened last year with the downgrade of U.S. credit, that would have been a wake-up call to a lot of politicians and decision makers. Was that a wake-up call, or was it not enough?
Well, we've had the best focus and discussion on this topic in the last year that I've ever seen. So policymakers on both sides of the aisle, I think, have a better understanding of the problem. We have a good bipartisan foundation from which to move with the Bowles-Simpson recommendations. And so I think there's a real understanding of the problem. And as you said, we need to do some cutting, but cutting alone won't get us there. It's going to take fundamental reform. And you've mentioned a couple of areas, and I think the entitlements and health care and Social Security is one. The defense budget is a number. We have another. We have a number of things we can do. And what Bowles-Simpson showed is why I think the markets have continued to be positive for treasuries, because Bowles-Simpson showed that we're such a rich country that if we act now, we can make a big dent in solving the problem while spreading the sacrifice broadly around the all sectors of America's society. Now, if we wait longer, we'll have less flexibility and the solutions will be more painful.